Right angle prism 45 90 45 of refractive index n has a plate of refractive index n1, okay, kept on the top such that n1 is less than n, okay, commented or cemented on its diagonal face. The assembly is in the air. A ray is incident on the AB. Calculate the angle of incidence AB for which the ray strikes the diagonal face at a critical angle, assuming n is equal to 1.2352. Calculate the angle of the incidence of AB for which the refracted ray passes through the diagonal face undeviated. If I draw the diagram again, if I illustrate over here of the ray diagram, this will be the first normal. The ray will pass somewhat like this, which is equal to angle of incidence I. Okay. After this part, it will be refracted along this part. Okay. It will be refracted along this part, for which over here, let this be refractive. Let this have a refractive index n1. Let this have a refractive index n. Okay. After it strikes the glass slab, it is said that after it strikes the glass slab, it is given that it moves at a perpendicular line. Okay, how do I know that? Because it is given that it strikes at a critical angle. Okay, so whatever is this angle, that is the value of r2 over here. Whatever is this angle r2 over here, okay, it will be the critical angle. Okay, so now I can clearly say that n divided by n1 refractive index will be equal to 1 upon sine r2. Okay, it will be equal to 1 upon sine r2. Okay, now over here, this is the first refractive index r1, this is the second this is the first refracting angle r1, this is the second refracting angle r2, and this forms the angle of the prism, which is equal to 45 degree, because over here the prism is given as 45 45 and 90 degree. Okay, so this will be equal to r sine r2. Okay, now I want the value of r1. Okay, now I want the value of r1. Okay, now sine r2 can be written as n1 divided by n. Okay, sine r2 can be written as n1 divided by n. Okay, so now we have to calculate the value of r1 in order to get the incident angle. Okay, we have to calculate the value of r1 in order to get the incident angle. I can say that a over here will be equal to r1 plus r2. So I can clearly say that r1 will be equal to 45 minus r2. I will use this later. Okay, let this be the second equation, let this be the first equation over here. Okay, r1 will be equal to 45 minus r2. Okay, now mu over here, mu refractive index will be given as mu, that is the value of n. Okay, now the second on the left hand side I assume that there is air, so the refractive index will be 1. So I can say that n over here will be equal to sin I divided by sin r1. Okay, it will be equal to sin I divided by sin r1. Okay, now I have to calculate the value of sin I. Okay, that is, it will be equal to in terms of n and n1. So sin I will be equal to n times sin r1. Okay, now r1 can be written as 45 minus r2. Okay, so n sin 45 minus r2. Okay, when I expand the value over here, it will be equal to sin a cos b minus cos a sin b. Okay, minus cos a sin b. So this part will be equal to, I can take n, this is n is common over here. Okay, so sin 45 will be equal to 1 by root 2. Okay, it will be equal to cos r2 minus sin r2. Okay, cos r2 minus sin r2. Now sin r2 I already know the value, it is equal to n1 divided by n. Okay, so sin r2 I will directly substitute the value, it will be equal to n1 divided by n. Now how do I calculate the value of cos r2? It will be equal to root of 1 minus sin r2. Okay, so 1 minus sin square r2, so it will be equal to root of 1 minus n1 square divided by n square. Okay, n1 square divided by n square. Now if I substitute the value, it will be equal to n by root 2. Okay, this part will be equal to 1 minus n square minus n1 divided by n. Okay, n will be the common denominator, so basically it will be equal to root of 1 minus n square minus n1 divided by root 2. Okay, 1 minus n square n square minus n1 square, sorry, this is n square minus n1 square okay, minus n1, n square minus n1 square minus n1 divided by root 2, okay. This is the value of sin I. So I over here, I will be equal to sine inverse of this value, that is sine inverse of n square minus n1 square root minus n1 divided by root 2. So I got the initial angle of incidence, okay. This will be the initial angle of incidence over here, okay, for the ray to be for the ray after the first refraction to be at a critical angle. Now what is the second part I have to calculate, okay? What is the second part I have to calculate? Assume n to be 1.352. Calculate the angle of incidence of on AB for which the refracted ray passes through the diagonal face undeviated, okay. That can happen only in one case. Again I will draw a diagram over here, okay. Again I will draw a diagram over here, okay. Now I will draw the ray in a reverse manner. Let us say from the second phase it passes undeviated, okay. From the second phase it passes undeviated. It means that it can happen in only one case, when the angle of incidence is 0. When the angle of incidence is 0, the angle of refraction is also 0, so there is no deviation, okay. So now this is the second refraction angle, okay. This is the second refraction angle. So R2 will be equal to 0. So R1 will clearly come out to be 45 degree, because R1 A is equal to R1 plus R2, okay. A over here will be equal to R1 plus R2. So R1 now R2 is equal to 0. So R1 will come out to be A, which is equal to 45 degree. Now n over here is given as the value of n, the refractive index is given as 1.352, okay. The refractive index is given as 1.352, okay. Now n will be equal to sin I divided by sin R, okay. It will be equal to sin I divided by sin R, okay. The angle of incidence we have to calculate, okay. Mu is given as 1.352, which implies 1.352 is equal to sin I divided by 1 by root 2, okay, divided by 1 divided by root 2, okay. Now over here understand that it will be sin R2 is equal to 1 by root 2. So when the root 2 goes in the numerator, it will be equal to 1 sin I will be equal to 1.352 divided by root 2, which is equal to 1.414, okay. If I calculate the value of I, the value of